Hi everyone, welcome to Enjoy English School. I'm Steven.
I'm Minnie.
And today we're covering the pages 20 to 23. We're on the date November 10th, the second day of Just So You Know, November 11th, You Are Not Alone.
那我们今天一样在20到23页11月10号，然后一样在生活快递这个单元，我们要继续讲昨天我们有讲过的光棍节缤纷不孤单。
Right, so we're one day away from Singles Day. Right?
明天就光棍节啦。
So once again, the subtitle is No Date, That's Great. Buy something for the truly special person in your life, yourself.
所以我们今天要继续讲，没人约吗？那很好啊，为你生命中最真正特别的人，也就是你自己来购物吧。
你注意一下，它这里有个 No date, that's great. That rhymes in English. 所以其实
押韵。
押韵的方式在写英文的时候 it's a really good way to capture people's attention. Right? All right, let's get started. In Korea, November 11th is a sweeter day than in China.
在韩国11月11日这一天，可是比在中国更甜滋滋了呢。
All right, so here let's pay attention to first the date. Whenever we're talking about a date, don't forget the number has to be like 第11个, okay? So you can't say November 11th is a sweeter day, okay? You have to say November 11th.
加 th.
Yeah, I really do realize a lot of my friends, when they're saying a date, they don't do the, 比如说 23rd, 还是 22nd. 他们会说, I'm going to vacation on 22. Yeah, 不能，一定要是第22天，22的那个日子，所以要 22nd 还是 23rd。有些是 RD， 有些是 TH， 有些是 ND 的结尾，就要看这个号码。So don't forget. 所以这个呢，11 is 11th.
加 th.
Okay, so in Korea, November 11th, Singles Day, is a sweeter day than in China. So I guess in Korea, they like to eat sweet things. Is that what they mean by sweeter day?
We will find out.
We'll find out. Pepero Day is about shopping, but it is also about giving.
那Pepero Day 这边我们称为 Pepero Day， 它这一天呢跟购物相关，但它也跟送礼物、赠礼有关系。
Right, so what is Pepero? Pepero is this brand right here. Okay, so that is what Pepero is. It's a brand that has like sticks of, like, I guess
Chocolates.
chocolate, of sweet things, of crackers or cookies. Okay, so this Pepero Day is about shopping. That means that a lot of shopping is going around this day, and it's not just about buying things. It's also about giving people things. Okay.
所以它跟赠礼有关系。那我们刚刚讲 Pepero， 它其实就是其实大家都很喜欢吃那个巧克力棒，对不对？尤其是上面还要加一点点那个核果，哇哦。
Pepero Day began in the 1980s.
所以 Pepero Day 它开始于1980年代。
It is said that two high school girls exchanged Pepero cookies in the hopes of getting thin and tall, just like Pepero cookies.
This is funny. 所以这个故事是这样说的哦。据说有2个高中女孩，她彼此交换了这个 Pepero cookie 饼干，然后就希望说可以变得苗条跟高挑，就像这个 Pepero 饼干一样。苗条跟高挑。
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, like you said, it is said that 就是据说, but in English, sometimes we hear according to legend.
According to legend.
According to legend. But in this situation, usually when we say according to legend, it's a story that's very, very old. Obviously, with Pepero, this is quite modern. That's why it's more appropriate to say it is said that, because we're not very sure of the origin. Okay, we don't know where this story came from. We don't even know if it's true, but it is said that it's like a modern legend. Okay.
所以我们用 it is said that 据说我们课文里面也有学过，也是用 according to legend， 对不对？但是如果我们通常用 according to legend 都是讲比较年代久远的事情，但我们今天 Pepero 的故事，它年代没那么久远，而且也不知道它到底是源自于哪里，比较不可考的时候，我们就会用 it is said that.
Right, so these two high school girls, they exchanged Pepero cookies. What do we mean by exchanged? We mean that they gave each other. 交换.
我给你，
right,
你给我。
Right, so two high school girls gave each other Pepero cookies. You can also say it like that if you don't really understand the word exchange, okay? In the hopes of, that means that they want something to happen. Okay, so they exchanged these cookies because they wanted to get thin. Okay, so in the hopes of 就是这个意思。
希望。
希望。To get thin, or another word is skinny.
Skinny.
S-K-I-N-N-Y, and tall, just like Pepero cookies. If you see here, they're thin cookies and they're tall cookies.
Do you want to be like that?
I don't know. That's really interesting. I don't want to look like a cookie. All right, let's take a short break. Though some doubt the story, the idea caught on and was taken up by people all around the country.
那尽管呢，有人对这个故事存疑 ，just like me，但这样的概念呢，它就是也是引领风潮，然后全国上下的民众也都跟着这么做咯。
Right. So here it starts with the word though. A lot of people are like, when do I use though? When do I use although? Actually, though and although, adding an A-L-T-H-O-U-G-H, they're exactly the same word.
一模模一样样。
Yeah, just sometimes though sounds more casual, less formal. So you hear a lot of people say, although some doubt the story, you'll also hear though some doubt the story. And then if you want to be very, very formal, you could say even though some doubt the story. Okay, so all these just mean the same thing.
所以 although, even though 跟 though 都是一样的，但是如果从正式到比较口语来讲，就会是 even though， 然后 although， 然后再来 though.
Yes. And then what does it mean to doubt something? That means that you're not really sure if you want to believe it or if you can believe it.
怀疑。
Yeah, 怀疑, doubt. Some people doubt the story, but the idea caught on. What does it mean by catch on? That means that this thing became widely known. Okay, so it's like a rumor. If I'm telling a rumor and then this rumor catches on, that means that people start to hear the rumor and they start to tell other people. It catches on.
所以 catches on 就有点像是引领风潮，代表它的可能大家都在讨论它，大家都知道。
Like a fire. When a fire catches on, that means that the fire is
蔓延。
growing larger and larger and going further and further. That's what it means by an idea catching on. And what does it mean to take up an idea, right? Because this idea was taken up by people. When an idea is taken up, that means that it is accepted and used. Okay?
所以 take up 就是代表说大家都这么拿着这么做的感觉。
So first it needs to catch on. It has to be known, and then it needs to be taken up by. And that means it's not just known, it's also accepted and used by people all around the country.
所以 catch on 被知道，然后 take up 就开始做。
Yes. For children and co-workers, Pepero cookies are given to show appreciation.
所以对小孩跟同事而言，如果你给他们这个 Pepero cookie、Pepero 饼干，那就是代表说你感谢他们，表达感激之情。
And coworkers, I've mentioned this before in previous lessons. I just want to say it again because a lot of people have trouble saying this word. Is colleagues. That means the same thing as coworkers. It's spelled C-O-L-L-E-A-G-U-E-S. And don't say this word as college. A lot of my friends say that, oh, he is my college. No.
他是我的大学。
对 college 是大学 It's colleague.
同事。
那个声音有个 E 的声音 colleague. Okay. So when you show someone appreciation, that means that you're showing them that you care about them, you're very grateful for them, you like them a lot.
对，所以当你 show appreciate 这个字其实就是欣赏、感激的意思。
Yes. But for teenagers and young adults, the holiday is a bit like Valentine's Day.
但是对是青少年或者是对青年来讲的话，这样子的一个节日就有点像是情人节。
So what is a young adult? That usually is from like 16 to 22. I'm already 34, but I still think I'm a young adult. But it's people who are not entirely adults yet. That's what young adults are. The holiday is a bit like Valentine's Day. You could also say the holiday is a little bit like Valentine's Day. These both mean the same thing. It's just a bit without little. It sounds a little bit more casual.
所以在这边 a little bit 一点点我们有听过嘛？那如果把 little 拿掉，变 a bit 就变得比较口语，讲一点点、一些些的意思。
And then Valentine's Day, some people in America, they'll write it as V-Day.
V-Day.
Okay, so if you see V-Day, you'll know that means Valentine's Day.
Valentine's 的缩写就简称一个 V 这样子。
That is, people hope that their sweet treat will get them a date.
那也就是说 that is 这边的用法就是当也就是说，人们希望他们甜滋滋的点心能够为自己招来一些约会。
So that is a very good way to transition into what you really want to say. You're further emphasizing what you meant from the previous sentence. So another way, if you're saying this casually, you could say, oh, what I mean is people hope that their sweet treat will get them a date. So you're further emphasizing what you mean by the previous sentence.
所以 that is 就有点等同于说我们说 what I mean， 我指的是，我要说的是。
Right. And what is a treat? It's a gift. G-I-F-T, but usually it's like a surprise. It's a very pleasant gift that is unexpected. Okay, so if I give Minnie a gift, she'll be like, oh, she wasn't expecting it, but oh, that's nice of you. But a treat has more of a feeling of a surprise, and it's like to give her something that will make her happy.
所以 treat 跟这个礼物这个字有点像，但 treat 就感觉好像更是有惊喜，然后会让别人心里更有一种暖暖、温暖、甜甜的感觉的 treat.
Right, and then also if you have a dog or a cat, if they do something good, you usually give them a treat, like a little doggy treat, okay, to be like, oh, good job, like you're encouraging them, but it's not a gift. Okay, so that's kind of the difference between a treat and a gift. A gift is a little bit more formal, like for your birthday or for a celebration. A treat is really unexpected. Here you go. Here's a piece of cake. Oh, that's so nice of you.
这个解释的方法很好，因为像狗狗、猫猫，如果我们训练它们，我们会给它们一个就是没有办法预期，会给他们一些小奖励嘛。所以如果今天不是我的生日，但你还送我东西，那就是一个没有预期的、不在预期内的，那就可以成为 treat， 而不是 gift.
Yes. All right, let's take a short break. But what's a pepero anyway?
所以到底 pepero 是什么呢？
Okay, this is also a really good way to transition, okay, to kind of grab the attention of the reader back into, explaining more about what pepero is.
所以这个句子用一个问句当开头的句子，也是当我们要表达你要抓到观众的心，到底是什么呢？你就可以用这样的写法。
And this is really important because if you just said pepero is a long chocolate-covered cookie, right? It's
神游了，不知道你在讲什么。
It's informative, right? But it's not interesting. It doesn't catch the person's attention. So I really want everyone to kind of pay attention to the different styles of writing. This is actually very creative, and it really does. It's a lot more interesting than just telling me what a pepero is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
用个问句当开头，比你直接开始讲还要更有吸引力。
Exactly. All right, so it continues to tell us what a pepero cookie is. It's a long chocolate-covered cookie.
所以它是一种长条状，然后上面覆盖着巧克力的一种饼干。
Right, so here, pay attention. When there are two different adjectives put together, there's exceptions, like colors. When you have a color, let's say it's a white chocolate-covered cookie. When there's a color, you don't put a comma between the adjectives, but most adjectives, you do put a comma in between them, okay? It's a long, comma, chocolate-covered cookie.
所以在这边老师有说，两个形容词连在一起的时候，通常中间会用一个逗号来把它隔开，但除了颜色例外。
And there are other exceptions.
还有其他的啦。
Basically, it's the Korean version of the Japanese snack Pocky.
对，那基本上呢，这个pepero 它就是一个韩国版本的日本零食 Pocky.
Right. So basically, another word that you could say that is essentially. Okay, 基本上 essentially. Essentially is spelled E-S-S-E-N-T-I-A-L-L-Y. You'll see these two words used interchangeably. So essentially, Pocky is the Korean version. The pepero is the Korean version of the Japanese snack Pocky. Right, Pocky. They're even the same shape.
Yeah.
Right? So it's long and it's thin, and this is also chocolate covered. So Pocky and pepero are like brothers and sisters.
Yeah. But pepero, it's a little nuttier, right?
It has more nuts. Well, they have to be different somehow, right? So Pocky considers pepero a copycat. But when it comes to the holiday, it goes the other way around.
所以 Pocky 呢就认为 pepero 是 copycat 这个字超可爱的，意思就是说它是抄袭别人的学人精，我们就可以说 copycat。然后一讲到这个 pepero 节日的时候， 情况就反过来了，因为 Pepero 他先发起这个节日的。
Right. So Pokey considers another way that you could say that is Pokey thinks that Pepero is a copycat. Okay. So if you think considers is a little difficult to understand, it's just a thinks that
认为
Pepero is a copycat. So just like what Minnie 老师 said, that means 学人精. But in English, we say copycat, and it usually is a negative term.
所以它通常是负面的词。
You copycat. 就是表示说很像 Minnie 老师没有自己的想法，他就学我。
I like cats.
Copycat. Okay? And then when they say when it comes to the holiday, that means regarding the holiday. When we're talking about the holiday, regarding is regarding. So in Chinese, regarding is
我们说一讲到
是关于 the holiday. It goes the other way around. 这个 it is talking about the situation. Okay, this situation of Pocky thinking that Pepero is a copycat, it goes the other way around. So when it comes to the holiday, it's the opposite situation. Okay. After the success of Pepero Day in Korea, Japan began Pocky and Pretz Day.
所以在 Pepero Day 在韩国获得成功了之后呢，日本就开始也有这个 Pocky 跟 Pretz Day。
So I guess Japan started to realize that Pepero Day in Korea is very successful. A lot of people are buying their Pepero products. So why don't we make a day for Pocky, which I showed earlier, and Pretz? I don't know if you guys had Pretz before. It's the same shape, but usually no chocolate. And usually Pretz is more like savory, salty flavors. Okay, so Pretz is not sweet. Pocky is sweet. So Japan made a day for Pocky and Pretz. The idea is much the same. Sell as many cookies as possible in the name of love.
所以概念上呢来说，应该就是大同小异 ，much the same。那就是以爱之名来尽可能的卖出越多饼干越好。
Right. So the idea is much the same. You also will hear the idea is pretty much the same. Okay, this means the same thing. 就是大概是一样，大同小异。You'll also hear the idea is about the same. So these are all different ways to say the same thing. Sell as many cookies as possible. So as many as possible just means that as much as you can. Okay, so
越多越好。
Try to sell as many cookies as possible in the name of love. Okay, this is quite cute.
以爱之名。
For the sake of, 也可以这样子讲 for the sake of love. Okay, 在爱的分上要去做这个事情 ，OK， 那个以前 Sailor Moon 你会说 I'm gonna punish you in the name of the moon，
好像有哦，
就是我要代替月亮惩罚你 in the name of the moon，so in the name of love 就以爱
谁的什么名这样子，以爱之名。
It's very creative writing.
Yeah, it is.
And who doesn't like cookies?
而且有谁不喜欢饼干呢？
That's very true. I love cookies. So remember when November comes around, you've got all the reason you need to give that someone special a little gift.
所以要记得哦，每当11月来临的时候，你就有非常多十足的理由来赠送一个小小的礼物给你心爱的人。
Right. So here we see when November comes around, when this date comes around. So when a date is coming around, that means that it is approaching. 来临 approach 就是 approach. Okay? You've got all the reason you need to give that someone special. Okay? We also will say that special someone. 这个两个字如果颠倒是一样的意思，就是那个特别的那个人。Okay? We don't know who that is. It could be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. 就是只要是你喜欢的那个人 that we call that person a special someone or someone special. Okay? A little gift. All right, so for you, have you ever celebrated Singles Day? Because for me as an American, I never knew about this until I came to Taiwan.
I think Single Day for me is more like a shopping day.
A shopping day? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you usually spend a lot of money?
I normally spend money buying my foods for my pets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also things for yourself?
Not quite.
Okay. Yeah. Well, for Singles Day, most people do spend a lot of money, whether that be...
We just need an excuse to buy stuff, that's all.
But the main point is always love yourself. Okay. Remember to love yourself. All right, let's go to the review section. All right, Minnie 老师 when I say that it is said that 这是什么意思？然后点点点。
那就是代表说据说。
据说 it's the same thing as according to legend,
Yeah.
but according to legend means that this thing is like an old story.
比较旧的故事。
Yes.
It is said that 就是比较潮流一点，现在人可以用的。
Yeah. So two people exchange gifts. What does exchange mean?
交换。
You can also say gave each other gifts. And when you give someone a gift, it is in the hopes of them enjoying it.
就是希望他们可以很享受、很开心。
Right, so these girls, they exchanged these Pepero cookies in the hopes of getting thin.
希望他们变得很瘦 ，thin 我们又可以用 skinny。
Right, some people doubt this story. What does doubt mean?
就像我一样怀疑这个故事。
Right, and this doubt, even though there's a B, it's silent. So don't say
闭不发音。
doubt. Okay, doubt. They hope so even though some people doubt the story, the idea of the story caught on in the country. What does
所以
it mean?
大家都知道了这个故事，
And then it was taken up by the Korean people.
然后大家也都做到了，就是把这个知道了之后，然后也好好的去利用，好好去做。
Okay, so what does it mean by that is? When I put that in the beginning of a sentence, what do I mean?
那就是说，也就是说
So usually
what I mean.
Yes, what I mean is, and then that is 这个方式是比较不会是念 that is 会念成that is,然后那个 is 会拉长，让人家知道就是你要讲前面那个 sentence 就是再度的 emphasize 强调某一方面的资讯。What does it mean by treat?
那就代表是一个你没有预期会收到的一个小惊喜、小礼物。
What does the adverb basically mean?
基本上，
基本上 And if I consider you my friend, what does that mean?
那就代表你将我视为、认为我是你的朋友。
Yes. And then I think you're a copycat.
你觉得我是学人精？
Right. And I'm going to sell as many cookies as I can in the name of love.
所以我要以爱之名卖很多的饼干，
Or I'll punish you in the name of the moon.
以月亮代替月亮惩罚你。
And then when I say that a date is coming around, what do I mean by coming around?
那就代表即将来临的意思。
Another word is approaching. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us the past 2 days to learn more about Singles Day. I hope everyone can find their significant other.
And also love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
All right. See you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
第22页，生活快递，光棍节缤纷不寂寞。
November 11th. You are not alone. In Korea, November 11th is a sweeter day than in China. Pepero Day is about shopping, but it is also about giving. Pepero Day began in the 1980s. It is said that 2 high school girls exchanged Pepero cookies in the hopes of getting thin and tall, just like Pepero cookies. Though some doubt the story, the idea caught on and was taken up by people all around the country. For children and coworkers, Pepero cookies are given to show appreciation. But for teenagers and young adults, the holiday is a bit like Valentine's Day. That is, people hope that their sweet treat will get them a date. But what's a Pepero anyway? It's a long chocolate-covered cookie. Basically, it's the Korean version of the Japanese snack Pocky. Pocky considers Pepero a copycat, but when it comes to the holiday, it goes the other way around. After the success of Pepero Day in Korea, Japan began Pocky and Pretz Day. The idea is much the same. Sell as many cookies as possible in the name of love. And who doesn't like cookies? So remember, when November comes around, you've got all the reason you need to give that someone special a little gift.